PDAC 2019, day 2, ladies and gentlemen. We are now at the booth of Condor Gold, and with me here is Mark Child. And yeah, we want to talk about the lovely La India project in Nicaragua, and of course what happened the last months. Mark, welcome and hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. We were talking, I think, end of November last year in London,
yes.
But since then some very good things happened. Maybe you want to elaborate a bit on that?
Yes, well, the first thing that happened in December, we were granted a very large concession adjacent to our main La India project. That increases the land package by 40% to 455 square kilometers. Yeah.
Okay.
We worked on that for 18 months to get it, and it's a continuation of the strike extent of the veins to the south on a caldera setting, and there's some copper anomalies which we sampled there. So the government's given us a big new concession for 25 years.
Wow, super. And the concession is like not only for exploration, but also for future production, right?
Yes, that's 25 years exploration, exploitation. You then need to get an environmental permit to extract it.
Of course.
But we've got the subsurface mineral rights for 25 years.
Fantastic, super. So what else happened? I think in January you had a new resource estimate, right?
That's correct. Yeah. So the previous update we did on resources was in December 2014. Since then we've put in about 12,000 meters of drilling. So we updated the resources. We've now got about 2.4 million ounces at over 4 grams. Half of that is indicated and half of that is inferred. So the headline number didn't change very much, but we increased the level of indicated ounces more, so the confidence has gone up. But
what grades?
The grade's about 4 grams on the indicated overall.
Okay.
And we had a new discovery of a high-grade feeder pit.
Oh, nice.
Where we converted some underground to open pit of 120,000 ounces at 8.4 grams.
Wow.
Very,
that
very high
must be
grade.
High economic also.
Yes, it will be. Yeah. So that's what we've got. So we now have, outside of the main permitted pit, which was permitted last August, where we can produce 600,000 ounces out of that, there's 4 satellite small pits that in total have 280,000 ounces.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic, great, super. So what is let's say the next the game plan now to move it closer to construction production?
Well, the announcement that we just had today is that we're going with the permitting of 2 of the biggest feeder pits. So those in aggregate are 230,000 additional ounces at about 5.5 grams. So we have a permitted pit, which is the reserve pit, and we're going to increase that. And the production number can be increased by about 50% by adding in these feeder pits to
that's a lot.
120,000 ounces of gold a year for 7 years. So in addition to that 120,000 ounces open pitable for 7 years, it'll be very high grade, and it'll be more economic because we're putting in higher grade material. We have 1.2 million ounces of underground at about 5.5 grams.
Fantastic. Can you already quantify a little bit through that latest developments what might be the effect on the cost? On the future production?
Well, our all-in sustaining cash costs are $690 an ounce. By adding in higher grade material, that should be reduced. So it makes it even lower quartile. Makes the project, and the IRRs will go up into the mid-30s. So the project economics will improve by adding higher grade feeder pits in.
Do you need through that a higher capex?
There'll be slightly higher capex because the plant size will be a little bit bigger, but if we get 50% more throughput, the capex might be 10-20% more. It's not much.
That's not a problem.
No.
What would be the total capex then? Let's say including
about
that.
120
that's
million.
makeable.
No,
that's not a problem.
Very, and it's a nicer size, 120,000. If we can get that into the reserves, which is the objective, that'll help. And to come back to your question about how do we move to production. We have a permitted pit last August, which we discussed, of 600. So we've done studies where we're high grading some of that 3 gram material in the open pit, and we want to truck that to a nearby processing plant to toll refine.
Wow.
So we want to, instead of waiting 2.5 years for us to construct a big mine and so on, we want to get into cash flow early. And so my main priority at the moment, I'm really working on, is how do I get revenues immediately? The sooner the better. And we've done all our numbers on that, and we're in a very advanced discussions with one of the main processing plants in the country. In fact, 2 of the main processing plants in the country. Okay. So if I can pull that up, that'll change things as we get a re-rating going as a producer.
Absolutely. So how is Nicaragua doing these days?
Well, better because the problem started last April. There were 320 deaths between April and July. And then there was a breakdown. The Sandinista party reasserted itself. There were no more deaths from July, but there was no dialogue. And they started a dialogue table with the EU actually last week. So Wednesday last week, they sat down. It's behind closed doors this time, so it's not televised. The expert negotiators that come in, they agreed a number of the things offshore in Panama, and hopefully they find a peaceful way forward.
Super. Perfect. Well, that sounds like a plan, and congratulations on the developments, honestly.
Thank you.
Because, it looks like that your work is really paying out and you can harvest even more.
Yeah, so the projects never look more attractive on the ground with everything we're doing. We've been set back with the share price halving due to politics, but now that's all reflected in the share price. Now's the time to buy.
That's all done. Yeah. Super. Mike, all the best for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would say keep it going, and we talk later in the year.
Yes, hopefully at European Gold Forum.
Yeah, of course I'm there. For sure.
Okay.
Super. Great. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was a short update from Mark Child from Condor Gold, and you heard it, 40% increase in the land position just adjacent to the project. That's fantastic, over 450 square kilometers. And also they increased the resource really a lot here. The economics have also are doing much, much better. So that company is really on a fantastic, positive way into production. The management is doing the right stuff. So check it out. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Toronto.